Why am I choosing to do this again? I have to. And this is my third time recording. Uh, when I got to the editing portion of it, I realized that sometimes my microphone would just randomly unplug, and there would be several seconds where, sometimes even like a minute, where you guys just couldn't hear me, so now I'm on my third time through. Hopefully I won't have to do this again. Today we're talking about the land down under and surrounding territories. Australia has some of the weirdest cryptids I've come across, and I'm excited to talk about them. So strap in, pay attention, and have fun. And subscribe, if you want to, of course. Australia and the surrounding islands, known collectively as Oceania, are an ethnically and geographically diverse region. There are at least 450 different languages spoken across the area, and at least 800 different dialects spoken in Australia alone. With this much diversity, it is no surprise that their monsters are so different from what's found everywhere else in the world. Before I start, I must preface, this is the last of these videos I am doing. I will most likely not do another cryptid video again, at least for a long time. I want to focus on different things, of which it should be clear what.
Samsara 3. Go watch that series.
After getting that out of the way, let's talk cryptids. Starting off, we have the drop bear. There's not much to talk about. The drop bear is said to be a large marsupial, very similar to a koala, that drops down on prey from tall trees. It is supposedly the size of a leopard, with coarse orange fur with dark mottling, and possessing strong front arms to help climb trees and ensnare prey. They commonly hunt people. The ways to prevent a drop bear attack are quite strange, but whatever works, I guess. The ways to prevent an attack from these formidable metatherians include placing forks in the hair, having Vegemite or toothpaste spread behind the ears or in the armpits, urinating on oneself, and speaking English in an Australian accent. Like I said, weird. Australians and their damn Vegemite. I'm just kidding. I want to go to Australia. Please, it sounds like a nice place, except for all the giant spiders. I'm sorry for making a joke about Vegemite. But that last point is important because drop bears allegedly attack people with Australian accents less than people without one. If it's not already clear, this thing is a tall tale. It is folklore. It is made up. It was originally made to scare and frighten tourists, and for the most part, it has worked. It's a popular piece of folklore in Australia, even being a mascot for several companies. Sadly, while it isn't truly real, it can remain alive in our imaginations and our hearts. Now, who's up for the little red vampire frogman? Give it up for the Yaramayahu. It is a creature from Aboriginal myth, and according to legend, the creature resembles a little frogman with a very big head, a large mouth with no teeth, and suckers on the ends of its hands and feet. The Yarmayahu is said to live in fig trees. Instead of hunting for food, it is described as waiting for an unsuspecting traveler to rest under the tree. The creature then drops down and uses its suckers to drain the victim's blood. After that, it swallows the person, drinks some water, and then takes a nap. When the Yarmayahu awakens, it regurgitates the victims, leaving them shorter than before. The victim's skin also has a reddish tint to it that it didn't have before. It repeats this process several times. Once done multiple times, the victim himself is transformed into a Yarmayahu. And who wouldn't want to be? They're just so awesome. Australia is a very strange place, in part because it's the rumored hunting grounds of what is effectively Toad from Super Mario, who uses its fingers and toes to suck your blood. I really hate that sentence, because it's true. The next one is a creature of many names, most of them hard for me to pronounce, so I'll call it by what Wikipedia primarily calls it. The Yowie is an unidentified humanoid cryptid, allegedly very hairy and with big feet. I'm pretty sure you understand what I'm getting at. It's just Bigfoot, but it lives in Australia. Yowie is one of the several names for an Australian folklore entity reputed to live in the outback. The Yowie is usually described as a hairy and ape-like creature standing upright between 2.1 and 3.6 meters tall. That's 7 feet and 12 feet respectively for my fellow Americans. And on the topic of units of measurement, please, America, switch to the metric system. It's so much easier. Please. Back on the topic of the Bigfoot clone, the Yowie's feet are described as much larger than a human's, but alleged Yowie tracks are inconsistent in shape and toe number. And the descriptions of Yowie foot and footprints provided by Yowie witnesses are even more varied than those of Bigfoot itself. There has been some debate over what it is. Is it an ape? Is it a marsupial that has merely converged on an ape-like body plan? Is it, in fact, a Yaramayahu who, instead of eating a person, ate an orangutan? Who knows and who cares? I sure don't. I'm just making a bad YouTube video talking about it. Okay, we're about 6 minutes in, and we're on to the last video, so this is definitely going to be short. But this one does have the most to say about it, so, you know, we might hit 10 minutes, most likely not, but, you know, I might as well keep stalling. So, how's everyone's day going? I'm just joking with you. The Bunyip is a creature from the Aboriginal mythology of southern Australia, said to lurk in swamps, billabongs, creeks, riverbeds, and waterholes. What is a billabong? I'm not sure, and I can't be bothered to look it up, so I will keep wondering for the rest of time. The Bunyip has been described as amphibious, sometimes almost entirely aquatic. Physical descriptions of bunyips vary widely. George French Angus, who, I don't know who he is, it just listed that name on the Wikipedia page with no context, but I digress. George French Angus may have collected a description of a bunyip in his account of a water spirit from the Morundi people of the Murray River before 1847, stating it as much dreaded by them. It inhabits the Murray, but they have some difficulty describing it. Its most usual form is said to be that of an enormous starfish. Why? Why is that its most usual form? Of all animals, why a starfish? I don't understand. The bunyips, presumably seen by the witnesses, according to the descriptions, most commonly fit one of two categories. 60% of sightings resemble seals or swimming dogs, and 20% of sightings are of long-necked creatures with small heads. The remaining descriptions are ambiguous beyond categorization, or, starfish. The seal dog variety is most often described as being between 4 and 6 feet long, with a shaggy black or brown coat. According to reports, these bunyips have round heads resembling a bulldog, prominent ears, no tails, and whiskers like a seal or otter. The long-necked variety is allegedly between 5 and 15 feet long, and is said to have black or brown fur, large ears, small tusks, a head like a horse or emu, an elongated maned neck about 3 feet long and with many folds of skin, and a horse-like tail. The bunyip has been described by natives as amphibious, nocturnal, and inhabiting lakes, rivers, and swamps. Bunyips, according to Aboriginal mythology, can swim swiftly with fins or flippers, have a loud roaring call, and feed on crayfish, though some legends portray them as bloodthirsty predators of humans, particularly women and children. Now those are the stories that I want to read. Bunyip eggs are allegedly laid in platypus nests, which is kind of understandable, as the platypus is just as weird as any cryptid from the area. Why did I make this series? It was a project for school. Why are the videos coming out this late in the school year? I put them off till the end because I was lazy. But they're out now and I no longer need to worry. Like, subscribe, join the Discord server, turn on notifications, all the generic YouTuber outro stuff. Catch y'all on the flip side. Bye.